Hello, my name is Cole Smith. I'm in your Monday, Wednesday, Friday class from 11 to 11:50, and this is my current event summary number one over the 4 types of transportation that we talked about in class. So to start with, I'm going to talk about air travel. Um, Air travel equates to $8 trillion worth of cargo every year, which in value is about 33% of the world trade. So like if you take the money value of everything that somebody like everything that's traded in a year, 8 trillion is 33% of that. And it has experienced its ninth year in a row with double-digit demand increase. So as technology is becoming more implemented into pretty much everything into our everyday lives, and more expensive stuff is shipped internationally, air travel has become more and more prevalent as a result of that. And it's usually used for 2 types of cargo, like I said, the expensive goods and also the urgent goods. So expensive goods would be like technological, oh my goodness, technology, like I said earlier. And like as far as the urgent goods, stuff like medicine, stuff that people need as fast as they can possibly get it. So the second one is train. So these are used to ship hazardous materials, consumer goods, and special goods such as cars or steel pallets. It's also used to ship oversized cargo and products that require a certain temperature, like think your proteins, like your sandwich meats and all that stuff that needs to be kept refrigerated so it doesn't spoil on the way. It's also used to haul like really heavy stuff like the steel pallets and like before mentioned, or like minerals like iron and coal and stuff like that, and stuff that really couldn't be transported in anything other than a massive piece of metal like a train. It's the benefits for these are it's lower greenhouse emissions and it stops traffic congestion. Like if an 18-wheeler turns over on the road, it can cause a pileup, but with trains it doesn't really do that because it's on tracks. It's cost effective for long distances, and it's overall affordable to transport on land. So that's why some people use trains over 18-wheelers. Now, as far as sea travel with boats, it's the most popular way to ship goods internationally and in general. About 80 to 90% of the world's goods are shipped overseas, and some of the most popular goods that are transported are livestock and animals, food, oil, cars, grains, machinery, and equipment. So it's efficient because the tanker vessels that they use are absolutely massive, so they can keep large amounts of stuff on there, and it's also the easiest way to transport it internationally because the sea routes have been planned out forever. Like that's how they used to travel around the globe before even planes were introduced. So the seas are very well mapped out. So it's a very safe way to transport stuff. Obviously, other than like the worst that happens if your boat tips over, but it's very efficient due to the large amounts you can transport at one time and the ease of transportation, because pretty much every nation on the planet has a port that you can dock at. So that one is why it's most popular. And the last one are pipes. These are mainly used for liquids and gases such as oil, water, and natural gas, and they're buried underground or laid on the seafloor so that they don't take up space, and so that they're very stable and reliable. Um, there are 3 types of pipes. There's transmission, which are used for long distance. There's distribution, which carry materials from transmission pipelines to end users. And gathering, which collect products and transport them to a central location. They're used because they're cost effective, they're reliable, and environmentally friendly. Probably the most environmentally friendly out of all 4 that I've mentioned, just because they don't emit any sort of gas into the air. You just transport stuff through them, and they're very reliable unless of course they like rust or degrade, which is the only drawback, is that you're putting stuff through metal, so it has a possibility to be contaminated. But that's all for my current event summary number one. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.